You have a goal in mind, a dream in mind over here. And if who you were over here was going to reach that dream, you would already be there. That means that something within us, something about us, how we take action, how we think and believe, needs to change. You need to become someone new to get somewhere new. That's what a spiritual awakening journey, a spiritual process is for. It's a process of transformation. Now, there's a lot of information out there, so it can be hard to know where you want to start. So I've organized a 7-part series here. This is going to be the 3 steps to really get you started so that you're working with universal laws. I do have a workbook that goes along with this video, so please download that, and that's kind of what I'll be looking at here. So these are the 3 crucial steps for beginning your spiritual awakening process. In spirituality, you're going from a new initiate to a sovereign initiate. Step 1 is to get not just intentional, but detailed. What is this dream? You need to know this goal that you want to go after. Let's use my example. I was an engineer for 15 years. I worked across many different states, many different companies, many different departments, and with different managers. And what I started to notice is that no matter where I hired in, I always seemed to attract these really more manipulative type personality types, or I wound up in a toxic environment, and I could just never figure out why I always got so entangled in this type of chaotic environment when it wasn't what I was after. So I really got frustrated one day, and I really could not figure out what needed to change. But as I looked at my coworkers, my friends, my bosses, right, in the other departments, it didn't seem like everybody else was getting so caught up in the things that I was getting caught up in. What's the common denominator, right? So then I had to really get specific. All right, once I recognized this pattern and I really started to look at that pattern, dig in. Because what I found was there was a pattern down to the names involved. All right, this is what I mean. There is a golden thread here for you, showing you where you need to work. And you need to pull on that thread, get closer and closer to this thread and follow it to see what your pattern is. So I noticed down to the name, so we're repeating with this more toxic archetype that was in my life. In spirituality, as above, so below, as inside, as outside, I had to say, what is it in me that is attracting this energy into my life? What is it about me that is attracting this archetype into my life? It's not beneficial for either of us. What do I need to change within myself somehow? What energy shift do I need? That I not only recognize this archetype, but that I also repel it. Like they see me, they talk to me maybe a little bit, and they decide, no, there's no opportunity here for me. This is not a good fit. That's how much I wanted to heal. I wanted to be shown what in me needs to change so that I not only recognize this archetype and situation, that I know how to get out of it, but that I heal so good that they are repelled from me so that I don't even have to handle that archetype anymore. That is the level of intention that you can really get into when you dig into the details and look back at that pattern. You have a golden thread. You wouldn't be here otherwise. What pattern do you see? And then we'll continue forward with our transformation of where we are to where we want to go. Step 2 is a declaration. Once I figured out the problem, this detail part of the problem, I made a declaration out loud. You need to get up, you need to walk back and forth, you need to go on a walk outside, but you need to get up and say this out loud with confidence. A declaration. I declare. I'll use my example. I got up, I was in my bedroom. I think I just walked back and forth across my little bedroom and I said it out loud. I want to be shown. If I believe in as above, so below, I want to be shown what is it in me that needs to change so that I repel this archetypal energy, this manipulative energy, this chaotic energy I do not want in my life. I'm walking back and forth. I am making my declaration. I want to be shown how to heal this. I want to be shown how to do this. I want it to be clear steps along the way. And as a matter of fact, I'm an engineer. I know enough about people. If this does not exist, then I will create it. I will learn to create just enough of an objective process that somebody could do step by step by step and get the result that they're after. And wouldn't you know it, as it does, the universe started delivering solutions. Step 1, get very intentional and detailed about what pattern in your life you need to resolve. Mine happened to be narcissism, manipulation, and why I was attracting and entertaining those relationships. Step 2 is to declare that this is what you want out loud. I want to resolve this problem right here, and I want to do that so good that it catapults me forward. I don't just want to resolve it and go about my day and go on watching TV. I want it to catapult me forward toward my dreams. Okay? That's your declaration. Now, step 3 is, like I said, once I made that declaration, I started to get shown solutions. Pay attention after you get done with step 1 and step 2. Step 3 is selecting your mentor. You're going to start to see spiritual systems, lineages, and mentors presenting solutions. We go more into how to select a mentor in the second workbook here, but for this step of the process, you want to be receptive to the solutions being presented to you. You just started working with universal laws. That's what I do here in my school. And these universal laws turn the wheel in your favor. Right? You took step 1 and step 2, and step 3 is going to start to present solutions to you. You're just going to watch these solutions come through. You're going to look at what you've been more drawn to. Maybe you have a lineage that you already know you naturally prefer, like Buddhism. Buddhism has a lot of variation in it. There's the Tibetan Buddhism, and there's the monks up on the monasteries in the mountains. And then there's really well practiced modern day Buddhist practitioners as well. So you need to decide what type of mentor. Your mentor is going to have something that you want. Do you want to try that level of discipline up in the mountaintop, becoming that master, seeming to break the laws of physics of this realm? Or do you want to be the more modernized practitioner that still partakes in everyday life but understands really profound teachings? In the United States, we are very blessed. Capitalism is a path to enlightenment, starting a business and entrepreneurship. Maybe you need a business mentor. Maybe you have a financial goal. Money is energy, and to have the capacity to hold more energy means that you need a mentor that knows how to do that. Your mentor is going to have something that you want, whether it's a financial goal, a business goal, a mastery goal, a discipline goal. There's a lot of different lineages out there. Your mentor is going to have something that you want. Even a family, right? Family, lifestyle, stuff like that. You need to be able to understand how they talk pretty naturally. You don't want to be doing a lot of translation with a teacher, a guide, or a mentor, because there's a lot of meaning that can get lost in translation. So you want to be sure to select somebody who has a language that you naturally understand and know how to work with and take action from, that makes sense to you. You want to be able to hear your mentor speak or read from this lineage and have it make sense. The thought exercises that come from that new knowledge is different, but the knowledge itself, you want to hear that communicated so that it makes sense. Okay, they've got something that you want, they speak your language, and they've been where you are. They should be familiar with this path of transformation that you're getting on. Remember, you're someone now where you are, you have a dream you want to go to, you need to be someone new. Your mentor should have traveled a very similar journey here so that they know how to guide you through it. That's how to select your mentor. This is your third step. You're going to start to see solutions, mentors, lineages, and spiritual systems being presented to you. We're just being receptive to this idea, collecting kind of a list for ourselves. In the next step with workbook 2, you've got some really good footing to work with. Remember, we're taking confident action here. Confident action comes from being informed. When we're informed about where we're going and how to get there, you can take a little more confident steps along this path. Download your workbook for this video. It should be linked, whatever platform you're on. You just have some more, the steps laid out with some prompts to walk you through all of the 3 steps here with detail. Now you're starting this universal law to work with this universal law. What that means is that you're working most efficiently with these natural energies that are available to you. When you do that, you can get really, really profound results with less energy. We're becoming more efficient in how we work with energy. We're optimizing how we interact with the natural energies available to us. And this is how you get some really, really profound results when you step up and take action in integrity. That wraps up workbook 1. This was the 3 crucial steps that you really need to do as you're starting out on any spiritual awakening process for yourself. And then in the next video on workbook, I'm going to walk you through how to identify a magnetic mentor. People can get really good at marketing, but we want to find that magnetic mentor, not just messaging that sounds good, but that magnetic messaging that draws you in, that draws you into this person, to this lineage. Says, wow, it actually sounds like they know something that could be really, really useful to me. With all of that, my name's Lindsay. I was an engineer for 15 years, and I'm using all of those skill sets to apply them and to design spiritual processes for people to walk through one step at a time and take action. These are all aligned to universal laws and mechanics, and what that allows us to do when we work with spirituality in this way is to be really, really efficient and optimized with the energies available to us, whether that's our own or the universe. I'm really glad you're here. I'm honored to guide you through your beginnings of spiritual awakening and this transformation that you want for yourself. And congratulations on getting this far. Not everyone does. So I'm glad you're here and I'm honored. Download your PDF and we'll see you in the next video. Thanks.